What is up, ladies and gentlemen? How is it going? Welcome back to World of Tanks. Today I am going to be your friendly neighborhood news anchor or news guy, because today I am going to talk about changes in the Soviet-Russian tech tree, a new mini-medium tank branch and new tier 10 Soviet-Russian medium tank. Let's go.
What is say? Let's go rush B. Rush B.
Now, today my voice may sound a little bit different because of stuffed nose. Seems like I catched some kind of cold. But no worries, guys. I am feeling super awesome. Besides that, runny nose and all that. But, guys, let's jump into the news. Do not worry, for the start, you guys do not have to worry. We are not going to receive yet another new tier 10 Soviet-Russian... Well, actually, we are going to receive a new tier 10 Soviet-Russian medium tank, but we are not going to receive our fourth one. I believe I had to say at the start of the episode just to calm some of you down, because, well, in my opinion as well, we do not need any more new tier 10 Soviet-Russian medium tanks in this game, because we have at least 5. I can think about at least 5. 140 T-62A, at the moment object 430, T-22, object 907, and maybe something else. I don't remember. So we have at least 5 already in total tier 10 Soviet-Russian medium tanks. But this time they are going to move object 430 down 1 tier, and tier 10 position is going to be taken by something new. And as always, guys, keep in mind everything you are going to hear is subject to change. Today's episode is brought to you by What Express and VK.com and the dailybounce.net blog as well. I am always digging around on the interwebs to bring you the hottest news as fast as possible, just to keep you guys up to date what is happening in World of Tanks and what Wargaming is thinking about doing in the future. If all of those changes are not going to happen, at least you know what they were thinking and what they are thinking, and so on. But usually, well, at the moment actually, I believe I have never seen any vehicles changes or news episodes that did not happen eventually, that I was talking about. So let's go. A new Soviet medium tank branch with a new top tier vehicle. What they are going to do and why they are going to do it. So the objective is to build a branch of medium tanks that will have strong frontal armor, have good mobility and high single shot alpha damage. This is the main reason why Wargaming is planning to remove Object 416. Yes, guys, sadly Object 416, at the moment at least, is going to be removed from the deck tree. This is that pan tank, or I don't know, pancake tank, or however you would like to call it. I believe you understand. Tank that has the best camo value among all the rest of the medium tanks in this game. Back turret tier 8 Soviet-Russian medium tank. Because this tank didn't fit into this branch, or is not going to fit into this branch because of lack of armor. And how they are going to fit that new tier 10 Soviet-Russian with heavy armor into this tech tree is they are going to move object 430, tier 10 medium tank at the moment, and tier 9 medium tank at the moment, object 430 version 2, down by 1 tier. So 430 is going to be tier 9 medium tank together with T54. And object 430 version 2 is going to be tier 8 medium tank in this new branch at the moment. I am going to show you old medium tank branch, Soviet-Russian medium tank branch compared to the new branch at the moment, so you can see. And the new tier 10 Soviet-Russian medium tank is going to be object 430U. This Y, guys, in Russian is actually U. It doesn't mean U, it is simply written like Y, but it actually means U, so now you know. And this is how this new Soviet medium tank branch is going to fit in, or new Soviet tech tree is going to look like. From tier 7, from A44, you can move into Object 430 version 2, and I really hope you enjoy playing with back-turreted tanks. If you do not have any Soviet Russian medium tanks at the moment, because tier 8 Object 432 version 2 leads into 2 different tier 9 Soviet Russian medium tanks. Into D54, that arguably is one of the best all-around medium tanks and all-around tanks in tier 9 position in this game already, especially with premium heat rounds, yay. And it leads into old tier 10 medium tank Object 430. That leads into Object 430 U, a new tier 10 Soviet Russian medium tank with heavy armor, as I said before. Previously, or at the moment, as we all remember, Object 416 led into 2 different medium tanks, into Object 430 version 2 and into D54. D54 still leads into D62A and Object 140. Now, as I mentioned before, Wargaming's motive or objective was to build a branch of medium tanks that will have strong frontal armor, good mobility and high single-shot alpha damage. And this is exactly the reason why Object 430 in tier 9 position and Object 430 version 2 are going to receive new 122mm gun. But now I believe let's take a quick look at first stats about tier 7, tier 8, tier 9 and tier 10 Object 430U as well. But I believe I am going to make one dedicated episode for Object 430U in the future, maybe even in this week, if I have even more information and some more pictures for you. But let's start with upgraded tuned tier 7 A44 and let's see how good this armor actually is going to be. Hit points 1100 hit points, 150, 60 and 60 hull armor, 150mm thick frontal hull armor. Turret is still complete garbage, as we can see, 90, 90, 90 all around. Turret traverse speed 38, hull traverse speed is actually really good, 44. View range not bad actually in tier 7, 370 meters, but top speed 59 and 20. In tier 7 gun is still super terpy, 167 penetration, 184 with premium rounds, 300 alpha damage. Alpha damage in tier 7 for a tier 7 medium tank is not too bad, but still 167 pen. Dispersion at 100 meters, 0.42. Super bad. Aiming time 3 seconds, super bad, and reload time 10.5 seconds is actually quite okay in tier 7 for 300 alpha damage. But this vehicle was just an introduction to tier 8 Object 430 version 2 with 122mm boomstick. Hit points 1450, hull armor 120, 80 and 40, so a little bit weaker frontal hull armor but a lot more slope and a little bit better side armor as well. Turret armor is extremely good, 223, 166 and 63 at the rear of the turret. Turret traverse speed 35, not bad. Hull traverse speed is still pretty decent, 44, and view range is same, 370 meters. Top speed 35, reverse speed 18. And now in tier 8 with 122mm gun, penetration 202mm, 270 with premium rounds and 61 with HE rounds. But now my main question is, what happens to the D44 with 122mm gun? Because the D44 is also tier 8 Soviet Russian medium tank. This vehicle comes next to the D44 and is going to be yet another option for you, yet another tier 8 Soviet Russian medium tank. But D44 with 122mm gun has only 175mm of penetration. So most likely D44 gets exactly the same gun. Or I really do hope so, otherwise D44 got effed over super hard. But alpha damage is pretty standard for 122mm gun, 390 alpha damage and 530 with HE rounds. Dispersion at 100 meters, 0.42, aiming time 2.9 seconds and gun reload is long as expected in tier 9 position. 13.8 seconds. So this is going to be Object 430 version 2 in tier 8 position. Well, first stats, first specs at least. But now let's move on into the tier 9, into the Object 430 that also gets 122mm gun. Hit points 1800, hull armor 120, 80 and 40. Turret armor once again really awesome, 248, 185 and 63 at the rear of the turret. Turret traverse speed same, 38. Hull traverse speed is getting a lot better, 52 degrees per second. View range 10 meters better, 380 meters. Top speed 50, reverse speed 18 kilometers per hour. Penetration 238, 248 with premium rounds, so only 10 millimeters extra penetration with premium rounds. I actually quite like it, I have to say. Damage is of course 390 alpha damage. Dispersion at 100 meters, aka accuracy, is 0.42. Accuracy did not change at all. Interesting, super interesting. Usually moving up tier by tier, your gun handling is going to get better and better and better. Yes, aiming time got a lot better, 2.5 second aiming time, reload time is a lot better, over 3 seconds better reload time, 9.7 seconds, but still accuracy is 0.42. So this gun is going to be super terpy on Object 430. But you cannot make it super accurate, maybe 0.4, well, yeah, I believe 0.4 stock vehicles, that should be okay. With 100% crew, it is going to be 0.39, I believe. So you cannot make it too OP next to the T-54, that is super awesome vehicle already. But that was Object 430 with 122mm gun, and nothing else is going to be super special about this vehicle because it has exactly the same armor as on T-54. Yes, 120, 80. 120 in the front and 80 on the sides is on T-54 as well. T-54's top speed is 56, reverse speed 20, so I believe T-54 is still going to be a lot better overall medium tank, and I don't know, I'm not super mad about that because they're not going to make it super OP at first, seems like it. But as always, keep in mind all those specs are first details, first specs. But now guys, let's move on into the tier 10, Object 430U. Let's take a little bit closer look. Hit points 2000. Hull armor, yes, this is more like it, guys. 160, 90 and 45. 160 in the front, and as we can see from this picture, it is actually quite nicely sloped with one single slope, so you can actually side scrape with this vehicle. Turret is also getting better tier by tier. This time we have 300mm frontal turret armor, 195 on the sides and 65 at the rear of the turret. Turret traverse speed 38, hull traverse speed 52 degrees per second, and view range is 400 meters, which is exactly the same with every single tier 10 Soviet Russian medium tanks at the moment. Top speed stays the same as on 430, 50 and 18, penetration numbers 252 with standard rounds and 340 with premium heat rounds. Seems like those premium rounds are going to be those legendary Soviet Russian heat rounds with 340 penetration, 68 with HE. And guys, 121 tier 10 Chinese medium tank is finally going to get yet another competitor into high alpha damage medium tank club. 440 alpha damage. It is exactly the same alpha damage as on IS-4, for example. And gun seems to be from IS-4 because of how it looks, from IS-4 and from D10. The front of the gun reminds me IS-4's guns, so I guess it is from there. But yes, 121 is not going to be the only tier 10 medium tank with non-characteristically high alpha damage. But dispersion at 100 meters, 0.4, which is pretty bad, yes, but it is hitting super hard as well, with really decent penetration and alpha damage. And aiming time is actually quite surprisingly awesome, 2.3 second aiming time. Gun reload speed, 10.2 seconds. And this is all I can tell you about Object 430 at the moment. As I said, I am going to make one dedicated episode for this vehicle as well, with armor profile pictures, with some more information. But ladies and gentlemen, beautiful people, this is going to be our new upcoming Tier 10 Soviet-Russian medium tank in the new upcoming Soviet-Russian medium tank mini branch, or mini medium tank branch, however you would like to call it. 416 is going to be removed, 430 version 2 into tier 8 position, 430 into tier 9 position, and 430U into tier 10 position, with a lot better armor and some other things, some other interesting things, like meaty boomstick. But now I think I am done. As always, let me know what you think about all of this. And stay tuned for my dedicated episode about Object 430U, a new tier 10 Soviet medium tank. Yeah, I think I am going to drink a lot more tea now to get myself fixed for my tomorrow's episode, so I catch you tomorrow with something else. I hope you enjoyed your weekend, stay awesome, take care, and bye.